What's going on, guys? Thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you liked the intro to this video. It was certainly a ton of fun to make. Gonna jump right in here. These are two sets of titanium scales sent to me by Jason from Unlimited Blade Works, and I will pop his link in the description so you can check out his store. Got tons of awesome stuff, great inventory. Oftentimes has a lot of great sales and coupon codes. Much like the one that he gave me, IC10, I'll flash it on the screen and I'll put it in the description below. If you use that at checkout, you get 10% off your purchase. So there's a good little perk right there. Go check them out. Anyways, these are two sets of titanium scales for the Bugout and the Para 3 Lightweight, specifically the lightweight version. So let's just jump right in. The first thing I want to talk about is the weight. And this can be a pro or con depending on how you feel about the FRN super lightweight scales. So the Bugout, normally, FRN, is about 1.9 ounces. Now it's going to sit around 3 ounces. It feels very similar to the Malibu, the ProTech Malibu. And it's not terribly heavy because these scales are very nicely milled out. And so that helps reduce the weight a little bit. It does feel a lot more robust and strong in your hand compared to the lightweight version. But just keep that in mind, it is about an ounce heavier. This guy is considerably heavier than the standard FRN because these scales are in fact not milled out. And that does a few things. One, it makes it obviously heavier, but two, it definitely gives it a more, even more so than this guy, a very, very strong, robust feel. This one feels more similar to my large Sebenza or my W604, sitting around probably about 4.5 ounces. It's definitely not a lightweight knife. Neither of these are what I would consider to be a lightweight knife after the upgrade, which is fine. Just keep in mind that your use case might change. So I'm not going to go running with my athletic shorts and bring one of these. It's just, it wouldn't be as comfortable as with these. But again, you know, transitioning here, it gives it a really rock solid quality premium feel that you don't really get with the FRN. And that's something that's very attractive about these scale upgrades. You get a premium feel on a knife that previously didn't really have that. So that's really important, and I think that's a huge plus. I think that's probably a big reason why a lot of people change to these types of scales, because it gives it that. And it does so on a much, it's a lot friendlier on your wallet to do it this way than to buy something like a Sebenza. Not saying this is going to replace a Sebenza, but it definitely feels a lot more quality and more robust, like I said. The other thing I love is the aesthetic. So the beautiful stonewash, which is done very well on these scales, complements the light stonewash on the blade here perfectly, especially with the all satin hardware. It's a very monochromatic knife at this point, and I really appreciate that. I think it just looks great. It feels really nice in my pocket too. The scales are very soft yet still grippy. I don't feel like it's going to go anywhere. So that's really nice. This one, the aesthetic is pretty cool too because it's kind of a two-tone. The high polished satin on the blade compared with the darker stonewash on the handle. It looks really nice as well. I sort of like the way it looks, you know, in contrast with my blue clip. But I think any Lynch clip would look nice on here too. The matching titanium. In addition to the looks, the fit and finish is done very, very well. So Jason did a really good job with his tolerances. You can see here on the spine, everything fits together really nice and tight. The edges are chamfered beautifully. There's no hot spots or sharp edges. The inside here, the lanyard hole is milled out perfectly. The screw holes are done really well. Like I said, you know, when I put this thing together, it was really easy to fit all the pieces in. There's no lock stick whatsoever. Everything moves around really nice. The action on this guy is still just as good as it was previously. I had a little bit more trouble with the Para 3. The tolerances are still really good, and it still fit together really nicely. I think it could be that this hardware, the original hardware, is not really built for 2 washers, and now there's 2 washers in here so that the blade doesn't rub on the titanium. It could have something to do with that, why the action is a little bit more stiff. I can still flick it, but as you can see, it takes a little bit more force. Not a huge problem. Just something to keep in mind. That could also be just that I haven't quite tuned it right. That's very possible. I had to tweak quite a bit with the stop pin balancing with the tension in the pivot here. Didn't really have to do that as much with the lightweight scales or the G10 on the original version. But again, it could just be me. I haven't tweaked it enough. But That is something to keep in mind. But otherwise, you know, the fitment and everything is just perfect on these as well. It's very nicely smoothed out here on the finger groove, and it fits in the hand perfectly. The finger choil as well. It's just very comfortable. Both of these, the edges are beautifully done. Kind of get a zoomed in look there. The details are great. The clips fit in perfectly. This one too, even with it sunken in. So yeah, just overall really high quality. Made right here, USA. Really quality job here. And yeah, it makes these guys feel a heck of a lot nicer than they did before. Not that I'm against the lightweight versions whatsoever. I'm a big fan of them. This is just cool because it's something different, and it changes the feel and, again, kind of the use a little bit with these knives. So it's a good variety to have for a decent price, too. I want to say these are not more than $70, but I could be wrong. Check the link. It'll all be in there. But yeah, just going to wrap this up so I don't ramble on too long, but that's pretty much the essence of it. If you have any other questions or anything, please feel free to drop your comments below. Or you can click on the link to Unlimited Blade Works and reach out to Jason directly, by all means, and check out his store because, again, he's got great inventory, often has a lot of great sales. So thanks. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. All right, cheers.